The liberal comedian Samantha Bee toasted and roasted the news media at a mock White House Correspondents' Dinner on Saturday, saluting news organizations, fact-checking President Donald Trump in between poking at his administration, and CNN. "We are living in a golden age of journalism," Bee told a crowd in Washington's D.R. Constitution Hall. "Unfortunately, that's partly due to a golden president." The afternoon show was a taping of a special episode of her TBS show Full Frontal with Samantha Bee, appropriately titled Not the White House Correspondents' Dinner. It will air at 10 p.m. Saturday, while journalists gather at the Washington Hilton, the annual dinner hosted by the White House Correspondents' Association. The Full Frontal special was a troll of Trump, who has publicly antagonized the news media and pointedly declined the traditional invitation to attend the dinner. The show made plenty of jokes at his administration's expense, riffing on things like advisor Kellyanne Conway's history of misstatements. Bee wore a white pantsuit, too, evoking Hillary Clinton, and ended the program with a segment imagining how the night's dinner would have gone if Clinton had won the election. Along with its theme, the show focused more on the press than the president, acknowledging that her show comments on Trump every week already. Bee told New York Magazine on Thursday. The event was also supposed to be a celebration of the journalism makes our show possible. TBS says proceeds will benefit the Committee to Protect Journalists. The show, sure enough, included frequent shout-outs to the value of the news media. Some were broad toasts to the institution. "Without a free press, we wouldn't have a functioning democracy," Bee said in one applause line. And others were more pointed digs at Trump. "You continue to fact-check the president as if someday he might get embarrassed." Some journalists made cameo appearances in pre-recorded segments, including Jake Tapper, who mock-interviewed Bee. Bee didn't shy away from roasting the media, though. One segment hit CNN for its coverage of the presidential campaign last year, praising anchors like Anderson Cooper but accusing the network of treating politics like a sport, and paying Trump supporters like Jeffrey Lord to argue with liberals on camera. "Cable news has developed a critical pundit infestation," Bee declared. Not so surprisingly, there was also a lengthy diatribe against Fox News. Bee poked at SCBN's liberal prime-time lineup, too, with a reference to Rachel Maddow's long preamble before her March report on Trump's tax returns. Late-night comedy, with its liberal bent, is having a moment under Trump. Ratings. Programs like Saturday Night Live are surging as they offer something akin to therapy to viewers who are still despondent about the election results. Full Frontal, which usually airs on Wednesdays, is one of those programs. Using a loud and flippant tone it to pillory Trump, executive producer and showrunner Joe Miller told the Los Angeles Times. A friend of hers calls the show feminist church. The taping on Saturday attracted some prominent liberal voices like CNN commentator Van Jones, as well as plenty of journalists, many of them there to cover it. Actor Will Ferrell showed up to reprise his Saturday Night Live impression of George W. Bush on air, saying proudly that he is no longer the worst president in history, now that Trump is in office. In theory, the show will be competing with the actual White House Correspondents' Dinner for viewers. That event airs live on SCBN starting at 9:30 p.m. But B told New York that wasn't the goal. When we set out to do our event, I think, mistakenly, everybody thought that we were intending to kill the original event. And our event has nothing to do with it, really, she said. We're borrowing from it on some level. But we just thought that it wouldn't exist. We thought that it might not happen this year because of all the acrimony. On Trump holding a rally in Pennsylvania on Saturday night, conspicuously timed to coincide with the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and thus also her show, B was dismissive. POTUS couldn't be here tonight, she offered early in the program. He's celebrating his 100th day in office by trying to win Pennsylvania.